Honestly, it's kind of hard to articulate what Brooklyn Nine-Nine is meant to me because it's changed my life. You know, when these things come together, it's hundreds of people, and it's, you know, when you're on set, it's not only this cast of 9 people, but it's all the background actors and the crew, and any given day you're surrounded by like 100 people. And so for all those people to be warm and nice and chill, and for the thing you're doing to be good and funny, and for you to feel really good about what you're putting out in the world, and on top of that, to be blown away by your cast members day after day. It's kind of like a miracle that everything about this show is so magically wonderful. Like, every person that works in the show is such a good person, and I've made lifelong friends, and it's rare in this business for that to happen. I don't know if it'll ever happen again in my career. I hope it does, but it's for it to be the first big thing I've done, and for all those elements to come together is a miracle. I think the ones that stick out the most are from early seasons, I think, because I was constantly in a state of like, oh my God, I can't believe this is my life and this is happening. The beach house episode, which I think a lot of us bring up as a really fond memory, and I didn't learn until years later that the crew hated that shoot because we were at the beach and it was windy and like all the elements, and it was really tough, I think, on the crew. But we had a great time, and we shot at this beach house in Malibu, and so it was a really far drive, and me, Andy, Joe, I think Chelsea too, we all stayed at a hotel that night, kind of last minute, so that we wouldn't have to drive, and we had dinner, and we're at this house for like 2 or 3 days, and we're all hanging out in this like mansion on the beach. And it was very bonding, and I just remember feeling like just really close to my cast members, kind of for the first time, maybe. Like, that was, you know, it was like after that we reached another level of friendship, I guess. But we just laughed a lot, and it was so fun, and it's such a fun episode, and it's definitely one of those episodes, I think, if I ever, you know, watch it, I'll think of all those things. And the other one that sticks out to me is the rooftop scene with Andy for the bet. So it was sort of like this quintessential Jake and Amy moment, and we really wanted to get it right, but we actually really just had fun shooting it, and with the whole peanuts, I think the shot that ends up in the episode, I actually did catch it in my mouth, and I like spit it out, but you can't really see it. Like, if you watch it again, you kind of will see me do it. And we just laughed so much, and it was like late at night, and we were downtown in Loopy, and you know, I think that's the stuff I'm gonna remember, is like the late night shoots and the weird locations and the long days, but where you're just laughing with your castmates and feel really lucky that you get to work with such fun people. I'm gonna take away with me a lot of pride. I think there isn't a weak season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't even think there's a weak episode. I think for 8 seasons, we've put out a really funny show, with a lot of heart, and tackling some issues that comedies tend to stay away from sometimes. And I've crossed paths with so many amazing actors who have guest starred on the show, so many amazing writers that are now running their own amazing shows. I feel like I've been to this really elite comedy school for 8 years, and I've learned so much. And I made some really awesome friends. And we've had a lot of life happen too during these 8 years. Like, babies have been born and weddings have happened. And so this show and these people happened to me in such a instrumental, transitional, life-changing part of my life. So I'll always feel deeply connected to them. And I'm going to miss seeing them every day.